This video is sponsored by Brilliant.org. So I've just sat down to edit this week's vlog, and I've realised that I have a bunch of half-finished videos that don't really form a cohesive story. I have lots of random clips that I'm struggling to fit together, so instead I'm going to narrate you through what has happened over the last 2 months in terms of my job search. We start last year on the 20th of December, so just before Christmas, and before I had my operation. Good afternoon. It is 1:30. I've actually just got up. I've got an interview with Monza at 2 o'clock. It's another Skype, Google Meet type interview. In this one, they'll be asking me about the code that I wrote for the coding test. So I'm going to spend 15 minutes reminding myself what I wrote. I'm going to tidy up all these tripods as well. I'm a little bit hungover because I was out last night with ex-Grays people I know from Grays, and I'm noticing my voice sounds a bit rough as well. But here's a nice photo of us all. But yes, I'm going to get sorted for this interview. A little bit stressed because I looked at the time 10 minutes ago and saw how close it was to 2 PM. You know what, I'm just going to leave the rest of it on the floor. It's fine, they can't see. I sort of wish for these things I had some kind of screen I could pull across here so my bed wasn't in the background, because I find that a bit weird. Right, I'm ready to join the meeting. I've been told that I'll be doing some screen sharing. Hopefully that's not too stressful. Apart from that, I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what they'll have me do. I'll wait and see.
So I'll get that back to Chris, and he'll follow up with you about what the next steps are. The point would be like an on-site interview, but that's probably not going to happen until like the second week of January, because we're kind of shutting down for the holiday period.
Alright, yeah, that's understandable. I'm away for Christmas anyway, so that's fine.
Okay, cool, no worries. In that case, thank you so much for taking the time to complete this mission and talking to me today.
Thank you.
And have, I guess, a great rest of the week and a great holiday period.
You too. Thanks.
Okay, see you.
Bye. Okay, we're done. I think that actually went really well. Maybe I shouldn't speak too soon. He didn't make me implement anything new, which was good for me. It was just talking through my code and answering some questions about why I made particular decisions and how I would improve it. So I think it's good when you're doing coding challenges like this to think about that as you're doing it. And what I did was make small incremental commits as I built up the program. And in my commit messages, I would explain why I've done a particular thing, what problem it was solving, what bug it fixed, things like that. So a lot of the times you'd ask me a question, and on my other screen I could just refer to my list of commits that I'd made. And when he was like, so why did you add this variable here, or why did you put a lock around this bit, I could just find the bit where I did that, and I've got an explanation ready to read to him. So that was the second interview with Monzo on top of the coding challenge that I submitted. That was the last thing I did before Christmas. Unsurprisingly, nobody was interviewing over Christmas. January was a much better time, but I had my operation on the 3rd of January and subsequently spent 2 weeks at home. So now we skip to the 19th of January, which is a month later. I applied to OVO energy supplier company a few days ago, and they've been really quick to get back to me, and they're going to call me in 15 minutes to have a quick chat about why I've applied and what I'm looking for, when I'm available, usual kind of stuff. The person I got an email from OVO earlier today is a person who actually used to work at Grays. I'm not sure if they'll remember me. They worked there when I interviewed at Grays, but I think they'd left by the time I joined. Later today at 4 PM I have another real life interview rather than a phone call, and that's with Bulb. So 2 energy suppliers today. They're right on time. Hello? Okay, she remembered who I was. That was really quick, only 5 minutes. It was just to really find out if I'm available immediately, which I am, obviously. And they're gonna get back to me again, and I'll speak to somebody from the tech team. I think I need some new shirts for all of these interviews. I end up wearing this one for every interview I go for. Right, I'm running late, as usual, but it's time to go. I'm going to time how long it takes me to get there. Obviously 3 PM on a Friday afternoon is not the most accurate representation of the commute, but it'll give me a rough idea of how long it takes to get there. I have a feeling though that it's going to be quite long. I need to get to Aldgate East. We're up to 34 minutes so far, but I've got like an 8-minute walk now, but still overall not too bad. Maybe it's a lot slower when it's busy at like rush hour though. Right, which way am I going? It should be on this street. I think it's in a WeWork type building. It's not a WeWork, it's something similar. I forgot what they're called. Oh, I have a feeling this crazy looking building is it. I think it's called Second Home. I don't know where the entrance is though. There's an unlabeled door here. Okay, interviews done. I didn't know how many to expect there, but I spoke to 4 different people. Everyone seemed really nice, so I think that went okay. My other camera's out of power, so I'm vlogging on my iPhone again. It's like being back in 2013. The plan now is to go and meet Nate and Claudio for dinner. I'm meeting Nate at his office, but this is a little bit awkward because he works for a company that obviously rejected me a few weeks ago. Should be fine. We went to have dinner. I didn't film anything else that day. But 2 successful interviews. Well, Ovo was barely an interview, but I think the bulb one went quite well, and I really like what they're doing. Renewable energy and making it accessible and affordable. Now fast forward a few days to the 23rd of January. I have just got back from an interview at Monza. It was the first on-site interview that I've had with them. I had 2 interviews with 2 people in each one. It wasn't too bad. It was quite interesting actually. A lot of interesting things that we spoke about. Very technical though. One of the most technical interviews that I've had so far. Had to try to remember various parts of my degree. It's always hard to tell how an interview's gone. I'm just gonna wait and see, not worry about it too much, and progress with other applications that I still have open. That is literally the only clip I have from that day. I'm sorry. Next day now. Today I'm getting a tour of the Financial Times office. Now I haven't actually applied to any jobs at the Financial Times yet, and I'm worried that it's a little bit late given how far along in other companies' application processes I am. But I have a few friends who work at the Financial Times and they offered to show me around, and I thought that sounded cool either way. From what I know about it so far, it would be quite a good place to work, I think. Certainly location-wise, I just got the bus all the way here. The developers and the tech team do some really interesting things as well. A lot of it's on their blog. Alright, I'll probably get into trouble for filming in here, so I'll not bother.
2 hours later.
Alright, I'm done. That was really interesting, and I think I'm going to apply for one of the jobs, even though I'm already interviewing with other places. I'll just see what happens. I stopped filming because, as you can see, I was getting soaking wet. I liked the look of the office though, and like I said, I know 3 people who work there. They all enjoy it, so I went home and I submitted an application. Today I have 3 calls with different companies. Well, I've actually got 2 more. I've just had one. I just had one with Ovo Energy. Turns out, I didn't know very much about the job that I'd applied for. In my defense, the job description didn't have details about the team that they're hiring developers for, but maybe I should have done a bit more research. It sounds really exciting. I'm much more interested in it now after that call than I was before, but I may have messed up my chances by not knowing what I'd applied for. Next is a call with Not on the High Street. They are a company based in Richmond, just around the corner from Gray's actually. And then after that, I've got a call with somebody from the Financial Times. So obviously I went into the office yesterday, and today I'm going to speak to somebody about a potential role. So I know the company, I know what you do. I've met a few people from Not on the High Street because, yeah, like you said, it's just around the corner at Gray's. I don't know too much about like specific things developers work on, so I'd be interested to know more about that. But yeah, I'm quite familiar with the company. I'm not a customer, I'm afraid. Okay, It is 29 past 1, my call is at 1:30. Everyone's been on time today with the calls so far, which is nice. I always hate waiting for phone calls like this, I get nervous. This one is with the Financial Times. I should probably look up who the person is who I'm talking to. I don't think this will be a particularly long discussion. We'll see. Here's the call. I always get this weird ringtone on my Mac. Hello? Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Okay, only lasted 5 minutes. It was really quick. As usual, he asked me why I left a test. He just asked me a bit about my experience and what I'm looking for in my next role. So, easy things to answer. I'll see if somebody gets back to me soon. Hopefully, they will. I feel like I'm at a point now where I have enough open applications and I don't want to keep applying to more and more jobs. It's difficult to know how many to apply for at the same time. The more you apply for, the harder it is to focus on each one and put all of your effort into trying to get the job. And if you only apply to one at a time, then it's going to take a long time to get a job if you get some rejections. So I'm trying to get a balance. I don't just want to apply to another 10 companies that I'm not really interested in just for the sake of it. So I'm going to just try to progress with all of my current ones and for now stop applying to any more. I have 9 open applications at the minute. 4 of them haven't got back to me, but that still leaves 5, I can do maths, who I'm currently interviewing with. Long story short, I've had a lot of phone interviews, a few on-site interviews. Things seem to be going quite well. And what I found with every company is they start with very generic interviews. So just asking about your experience, what you're looking for, what you're interested in. And if it kind of matches the role and fits with what they're hiring for, then you'll start getting more technical interviews and coding tests so they can assess your ability. And this isn't going to be about testing what you know and what you don't know. It's more about your thought process and the way you approach new problems that you might not have seen before. Interviews can be stressful, so it's definitely worth preparing by practicing problem solving. Brilliant.org is a problem solving website that teaches you to think like a computer scientist. They offer curated courses on a wide range of subjects, maths, science and computer science, and they've got topics like probability, algorithms, more cutting edge stuff like artificial neural networks. And what I like about Brilliant is how they help to build up your problem solving skills as you go. So you know which approaches to try and why, so then you're going to be better at tackling problems even if you haven't seen it before. To check it out, go to brilliant.org/Jake Wright. As always, the link is in the description. The first 200 people to go to the link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. Let me know what you think. I'll keep you updated on my job search. Thanks for watching.